All right. Today we're back with another episode of a Sex Talk with one of my newer friends named Presley, not Preston. We get that one wrong a lot. But he's a friend of mine from C4, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself a little bit.
Hi, my name is Presley. It's definitely not Preston, although a lot of people do think it's that. Presley's not really a name you're used to hearing a lot, so I can see why people get confused.
It is a pretty unique name, at least in this area.
Yeah, and I mean, depending on the kind of music you listen to, it's not a name that you're going to hear a lot.
No.
But it's a name I would have heard a lot even if it wasn't my name. So.
Well, so to get it started, like every episode, what's the wildest thing you've ever done?
The wildest thing I've ever done. You know, I can't say I've done a lot of wild things, Taffy.
Most people haven't compared to me, but I always like to know because eventually I'll get something just fucking outrageous.
No, probably out of everyone who've asked that question, I would probably be the most boring answer because I can't say I've done a lot of wild things. So, yeah, we'll save that for next time. I'll do something wild this week and I'll let you know next week.
I need you to take a shit in the back of a cop's car and then suck them off, you know? That's what we need.
Wait a minute. I did that once.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Dang it.
He's not used to being wild. It's just normal for him.
Yeah, it's a normal like.
I used to have these earrings.
Really?
Yeah, those exact ones. I used to have them. It's weird. Those are all my earrings right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I've seen at least half of those.
Yeah, I'm a little kooky.
A little kooky.
But to get it started off then, so you're mixed, right?
My race?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm half black and half white.
And a little bit of Puerto Rican, but he doesn't know that yet.
We're supposed to find that out on Tuesday, so we'll see how that goes. But no, yeah, I'm definitely mixed. I have a half-sibling that's also mixed, and I have a half-sibling that's fully black.
Oh, fun.
But there's only 3 mixed people in my family, and I was the first one. That's a whole different podcast on its own. That's a whole different story there.
Well, I just wanted to ask, because, like, one of the questions I've always been interested in asking people is, like, do you ever get people interested in getting with you sexually just because you got black in you?
You know, I can't say that I've ever been, like, really attracted to black people. It's not anything.
It's not even really like black people having it. Usually, it's a bunch of white girls or white dudes who are like, I want me some chocolate.
Yeah, I think that's
and I'm
what
like,
it is.
That sounds problematic.
I think those people probably have what you call daddy issues, which may also be its own podcast all by itself. So
fair. So then, what's your like? What do you identify as like sexually? You're
sexually.
A bit like pan, right?
I guess you could. I don't know. I mean, you could call it pan. I like to call it bi. I just like to keep things as less complicated as possible for myself.
Fair.
So, but I have a friend who's kind of like on the same realm as me, and he identifies as pan. But I mean, to each his own, I guess. You know.
Fair.
I mean, which is fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's like, because like, I sexually identify as straight. But I've also kissed you before.
Wait a minute, when? Wait.
There was that one night I kissed...
Did you spike the drink then?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Do you not remember it?
I have a feeling I remember.
Yeah, it was like later in the night, and I was going home, and then like I was walking down the back alley, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I bet," or one of you, fucking Kyle.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
you
Kyle.
Kissed me and Kyle.
Yeah, they were like, he was like, "I bet you won't," and I was like, "You want tongue?" And I was like, "Okay," and then he was like, "You look like a dog." I'm like, "Well, I'm not trying to kiss well. I'm trying to kiss so I can go home."
That wasn't like that Kyle showed you a picture of his penis, and I was like, hello. Why don't I get to see it? I'm right here. Apparently, I haven't earned that yet.
You're not at taffy levels.
Yeah, I guess I'm not on taffy levels with him, jackass.
Straighty and gay.
He did buy me a drink on a different night, so I guess I'll take that.
I'll forgive him.
Penis.
It's no penis, but it's alcohol.
It's no penis, but
definitely
might have spiked it. I'm not really sure.
Oof.
No, it's yikes. That's what they say today. Yikes.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw, motherfucker.
Well, then I want to open it up to you real quickly and see if there's any questions you might have for me or any topics you might want to work on diving into.
You know, I was just noticing that red dildo on your shelf over there.
That's Roger.
Roger.
Yes.
Is Roger something that we use
No.
at all?
So Roger used to be my best friend's dildo. And our freshman year of college.
My best friend's dildo. Tune in Tuesday at 6.
No, so she had him posted up on her like door, like high up there, and she would like rub him or play with him before like slap it a little bit. You gotta slap the cock around before a test.
So it's kind of like a good luck thing.
Yeah, it was a good luck thing. And we would come by anytime we would have a test or something and like rub it for good luck, and then she would like it was fine and whatnot, and then we end of the year came around and she was like, "Hey, I can't take this home because my parents will flip shit." Because we were, you know, newly 18, 19-year-olds at that point.
Oh, Catholics.
Lutheran.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. That's
but,
the Midwest Catholics.
But but we yeah, so she was like, do you want him? And I was like, Mr. Fuck yeah! Of course I do! Hell yeah! So I took him home, and I've had, like, he's kind of in the background, because, like, I don't have any reason to display him here, but, like, back when I lived in dorms for 4 years, he was promptly displayed in the middle of the room to where everyone could see him. Oh. Or if I had a window that looked outside, I would have it placed there. And, at one point I was living in one of the dorms, and, the building manager or whatever the fucking term is was sent an email to the entire dorm saying, if you have items of inappropriate nature, you cannot have them sitting on your windowsill. And I was like, oh, this is directly related. You could have just came to my dorm like, hey, can you take that off? And I would have been like, no. So I didn't do it. And then she was like, I'm going to have to issue everyone citations if you don't. And I'm like, she's not going to do it. And then my RA came by and was like, hey, dude, I need you to take that off. I'm like, okay, so her wording specifically said on the windowsill. So I fucking hung it from the ceiling instead in a way that you could still see out of it. And
that's hilarious.
There was nothing she could do about it. I was like, I'm not letting you tell me what to do. I fucking hate it here.
I just would have gotten like a bigger dildo after every email.
This one was free. I'm not spending money on that.
Oh, true. That one was free, yeah.
I'm not spending money on that.
It's not even that big of a dildo. Like, what was the issue? I mean,
it's just the fact that it's a dildo.
It's also that you're in college. I think we all know what a penis looks like, especially a fake penis. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not like we're children here.
I mean, to be fair, though, I think the biggest reason was the fact that, like, the window that it was displayed upon was my window faced directly where a bunch of people would walk by for football games.
We don't want Grandma seeing the
we don't need her to have a heart attack.
In the window. She hasn't seen one of those since 36.
Ever since Grandpa died. But he's one of my favorite ones. I don't use him for anything. He just sits there all sad.
One of your favorite ones, so you have more than one. Oh, he has a whole drawer. Oh my God. Well.
Yeah, there's a drawer there.
There's a whole drawer full of just about anything you could think of.
It's probably about $1,000 worth of sex toys.
What is that? What is that red? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Douche.
I see. Yeah. Fair. I feel like that's a good night, or a normal Wednesday afternoon. You know.
It's Friday.
Just open the old drawer up, see what we got going today.
Which one are we playing with today? What did I drop?
I just want someone to have one for like every day of the week. And it starts out on like a Monday with like just a little small, dildo or vibrator, and by like
the end of the
Saturday,
week, it's fucking a gigantic fist destroying you. You're just like, I can't physically do this anymore. Please help.
Looks like something from the back room of one of the sex stores here on Dixon Street. I won't say the name just in case.
I mean, there's only one on Dixon Street, and it's Condom Sins.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure how you felt about naming things like that.
I mean, businesses are fine. Whether or not you use people's names is up to you. I don't really care.
Okay.
That's up to your discretion.
Yeah, I've been back in that room a few times.
Some people are against it. Some people are cool with it. I'm like, whatever. But no, my favorite thing about bringing girls here is, like, whenever we get to the sexy parts, like, I'll go down on them, and then I get a little bit lazy because I get bored. And I'm like, here, wait, watch this. And then I pull open the drawer, and they're like, oh my god.
Oh.
What? Okay. And I'm like, I just pull out the regular vibrator, and
So
they're
it's
like,
just the left out the parking lot, right?
well, like, I pull out the vibrator, and they're like, this is already more than most dudes ever do. And I'm like, that's so sad. The vibrator is literally the easiest thing, and it saves me so much work.
I feel like dudes our age, especially since you're a couple of years younger than me and still in college, like all they want to do is like go down on a girl and like eat her out or get their dick sucked.
I mean,
and like that to them is like everything. To them. It's like landing on the moon for sex.
I mean, when it comes to the eating a girl out part, yes, that's generally. I mean, like I want to have sex, obviously,
right.
But like, I'm more than content with just eating a girl out for like 30 minutes. Fine with it. Love the taste. The greatest thing. Getting my dick sucked personally, don't care. I'm doing it because they want to do it, or no, I don't. I don't generally do it because they want to do it. I do it more so as like a fluffing act, so that we can get it ready to go in.
Right.
Like you don't need to spend more than like 5 minutes sucking my dick. I don't.
That's like just let me do it.
Well, because like the thing is like most of the time, not really most of the time, just most of the girls I've been with don't really know how to suck dick at top tier levels.
True.
I have a very easily definable top 3 list.
We don't really have porn star girls around here. I mean, this is
That's not even hard. There's just like 3 things you gotta do. There's like 3 things you gotta do. You gotta use a bunch of saliva.
True. Incorporate
your hand at the same time. And fucking either blow or suck. You're not just going up and down. You gotta.
Is that how you'll do it?
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Kind of thing.
Are you coughing down there? God, get off.
The thing I always feel bad about is when girls want a deep throat. Because, like, it gets big enough that they can.
Right.
It's just the sounds. I'm like, you're hurting yourself. Stop. Stop it. No. You shouldn't be kind of thing. Like, that's not the sound you should be making.
Here, have some water. Try again.
Please stop. Let's just get to the sex part.
Yeah, there's definitely been times where but maybe I might be a little more rough though. And I guess with guys it's different if it's like a guy doing it, because like most guys like they kind of want that.
Yeah, you can just fucking break their neck.
Yeah.
Men are awful people. You can hurt them.
It's like, okay, breathe through your nose. I've definitely said that a few times. Hand on head, breathe through your nose. You just hear him go.
I've never done that before.
Okay, now, hey, maybe that's the wildest thing I've ever done. There we go, full circle. That's been the podcast, folks. Thanks for coming.
So I'm assuming you've mostly gotten with guys.
Yeah, in the past few years, but I lost my virginity to a girl.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not really ooh.
Not very gay of you.
Not really so ooh when I was like 14, 15, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I had a girlfriend later in high school, and then I think there's only been 3 girls, actually.
That you've gotten with?
As far as the female body count goes. I'm pretty sure it's 3, what I can think of right now.
Is one of the girls one of them that we talked about?
No. That I don't think I could have initiated that if she would have. That would have been like okay. But like at the time, like I doubt she was as.
Was this like freshman year of high school?
This was like my 10th grade year, so it would have been her
sophomore year.
Yeah. No.
10th grade.
It was her freshman year.
Well, yeah, but you're
my sophomore year. Yeah. So I don't think she was as promiscuous at the time.
Fair.
I think college changed her a lot, not necessarily for the worse, but everyone gets older, they get into college, they figure out who they are, and that's what she did.
I promise you, I was nothing like what I was sophomore year of college versus senior year of high school.
Ooh, no. Yeah.
That was a whole change in 2 years.
I just grew a beard and called it that,
I'm working on it. My mustache is
a little scruff going on.
Well, I did just shave because I like the goatee, but my problem is like my mustache doesn't connect all the way to my beard, and there's a couple of bald spots, which are either from scar tissue damage or they just don't grow correctly, and it just pisses me off.
I've always had a bad stash. I always called it like a reverse Hitler stash.
It's just
because I got hair
missing in
where
the middle.
he had hair. I got hair where he didn't, and I don't have hair where he did.
Mine will grow down like this pretty well, but it will not connect to the rest of the beard no matter what I do, and I hate it. Hate it.
That's
so
kind of how mine is. I mean, I trimmed it a few days ago, but yeah, I don't.
I also like. There's one spot right here that doesn't grow the same as the rest, so it looks like I like did the eyebrow line to my beard or my mustache, and it annoys me. But I also have a really bad like sensory problem with biting it and like chewing on my mustache, so I'll pull hairs out all the time, and I'm just like, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
So I have to like shave it every once in a while.
So what about hair further south on the body? How do you feel about what's your pubic hair situation?
I literally just shaved today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, he shaved for me, guys. He knew I was coming.
Just breathe through your nose. No,
You sound like a dying horse down there.
Are you okay? Seabiscuit, come back.
Ooh.
No,
Wait, so when you shave and you shave clean, I guess, do you shave everything, like including your balls? Because some guys that don't shave their balls.
I didn't do that today.
Else.
That's just because my razor died in the middle of it. So I'm working on that. Doing that when you leave. But when it comes to it, like I don't go baby smooth because that's a lot of work, and I don't understand. I don't trust myself to not fucking cut my shit. Plus, my hair grows like halfway up the shaft, so I don't want to have to deal with that.
Oh my god,
it's weird.
Wow.
But like I shave my asshole and like
do you
the
bend
false
over
crack
a
in
mirror?
your butt.
Do you do that?
I have a mirror that I put on the ground over a towel, and I just squat there and just fucking get it. Cause like I don't need it to be like super low, cause like the scruff doesn't itch or whatnot. It's just fucking I gotta clean it. Cause also like it makes fucking wiping just so much easier when you have a shaved asshole.
I don't see how these guys that are like super like I'm.
They've gotta have dingleberries,
but I am not that hairy. And like you see these guys, it looks like a fucking forest on their ass.
Like how do you clean that?
Like you should be like probably using like the wet wipes and not just regular toilet paper because I mean come on dude like.
But like other than that, like I make sure to get the gooch, like everything pretty well. Like it's really weird because like the hair right around the top of my thigh is like really thick, but then the rest of it's not. So like I have to like trim that down a little bit to make it not seem like I just clear cut a forest path for like telephone poles, you know?
My goodness, I went to school with this really hairy guy. Like, I mean, you could see like his back hair like out of his t-shirt.
Oh, I knew those guys. Like
you're only
back,
like
the back of their head like connected to their neck hair and shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So glad I'm glad I don't have those genes.
Like I feel like I'm already really hairy, and it's literally just this in my fucking happy trail. Like my chest, it's decent. It's not like a lot, but it's enough to make me not look like a 12-year-old boy, which is nice.
That's kind of how I'm probably about the same.
Which is why I stopped shaving. I used to shave my chest and everything because like I really liked it. It made me feel more streamlined, and I felt like my muscle definition was better. But no, now like my muscle definition is fine, and I can keep the hair and not look like a fucking child. Because like, dude, if I shave my face and I shave my chest, I wouldn't be let into C4.
Right.
Like, I look like I'm 12.
My God, no.
I do shave my armpits though.
I have never shaved my armpits. I've actually never shaved anything other than my face and my pubes.
My armpit hair grows in it's really thick, but not in like a normal way. Like if I open up my armpits, it's like it looks fine and natural, but then it just like shoots out the side, and I can see it, and I hate everything about it. Like this is where it grows out to right here. It's really weird.
Wow.
Yeah. So like it'll just be a forest right here. So like I shave everything. Plus it saves me like I don't sweat as badly, and my deodorant lasts a hell of a lot longer. So I save money on that, and it doesn't itch because I have really soft hair.
So how do you feel about these girls that are more on the I guess like the feminist side, and they don't like shave their armpits, or they kind of go more natural with the body hair to your typical girl?
I'm fine with it. My thing is, like I'm never gonna say no because someone has it. Well, that's not true. Sometimes there's just a forest down there and you can smell it, and I'm just like, I don't want that.
Well, the gal you have here on your wall, that's pretty sexy. Like, especially as I was growing up and like watching porn, I figured out that I liked women with like a bush, and I got really into that for a long time. Like, my goodness. But I don't know. I mean, I could go for both.
Well, my thing is like, if a girl has like armpit hair, that's fine. I don't care. Like, it's not gonna affect anything we do sexually.
Right.
It's just like, it's one of those things where if you maintain yourself, it's not a problem.
Right.
It's the people who let it all go and let everything go that I'm just like, you're a problem. Now, when it comes to like bush, I like some hair on a girl.
Yeah.
But like, I'm also not going to complain if they're baby smooth because, like, I'm just happy to be here.
Right.
But, like, when it comes to it, like, I prefer, like, a manicured or, like, trim.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't want to have... My saying has always been, I don't want to have to trek through a jungle. I'd rather walk through a grasslands.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'd rather walk through a wheat field and not have to, like, get my machete out and carve through a...
I guess I'd kind of be the same way. Like with guys, like so I don't shave my pubes. Like it's just I total bush. But I'm kind of the same way with like guys that I'm with too. I like if like I'm kind of like you. Like if they're shaven, cool, whatever. But I'm like, oh, they have a bush. That's that's cool because a lot of guys it's either like 50-50 these days it seems. And actually, was with this guy. He's a trans man, and he had like a full bush, and I was pretty into that. That was nice.
My thing with it as well is like, if you have a vagina, I would just prefer there to not be hair where I'm eating out. You know, like I don't want to have to like
shave like above or like below like the actual vagina.
if it's above like if it's the groin and not the actual vagina, yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want there. That's hot. But, like, if I'm going down on you, I don't want to constantly be picking hairs out of my mouth. I don't want to have to, like, spread it apart to get to the vagina. That kind of shit, you know? And, like, I get that that's annoying because it's hard. Like, that's probably a pretty sensitive part for girls to shave.
I bet it's a lot of work, like, compared to us. Like, we sit around and complain.
From what I understand, either it's just that they're so used to it at this point, but, like, girls are able to get it done pretty quickly. Yeah. Also, it's a different type of skin than a penis.
Get waxed.
Yeah. Like, they can get it waxed. We can't. I don't. If I ever met a man that was like, yeah, I get my penis waxed, I wouldn't trust him.
I've seen those.
That's a man who can handle too much pain.
It never turns out well.
Yeah. I feel like you're going to fucking give him a new breed.
So, someone ends up coming in the end, usually.
Someone's getting rid of their second circumcision. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm not doing that. But, like...
I'm here to get recircumcised.
Hey, I don't think it's tight enough,
Touch it up a little in the front.
Hey, Doc, I don't think it's tight enough.
Oh, God.
Speaking of circumcision.
That's another thing, like, I don't know.
Are you circumcised?
I am, yeah.
Same.
Unfortunately.
Hell yeah!
But it's like, you see...
Parents made choices.
For us, that we couldn't make ourselves, that we probably wouldn't have, because I couldn't imagine getting circumcised as...
Oh, yeah, there's no way I would have done it as an adult, but it's just like... It happened to me when I couldn't physically remember it or anything, and it didn't affect me in any way other than like because like I was less than like a month old.
Yeah.
Like they happened to happen in the hospital, from what I'm aware. And like literally, it was more work for my parents than it was for me because I had to clean that shit.
Yeah. So there's been some guys. It's like I don't know. Like sometimes I do circumcisions like too tight. I feel, and it's like the skin's like really tight, and it's like. What the hell? Like,
see, I feel like
dumbass.
I feel like I loosened my not in like a weird way. Like I feel like because back when I was a kid growing up, like we masturbate, of course.
What? You masturbate? Oh, that's gross.
I'm gonna have to leave. I'm sorry.
See you, folks.
But no, we like my circumcision. I don't know. I felt like it was pretty tight.
Really?
Not like tight, but like I feel like I've definitely. Stretch that skin out from masturbation through the like 8 years that I've done it.
Right.
You know? Oh, it's been way more than that.
I was just saying. I just got to thinking.
I'm 22. 13 years.
I was at least like 10 years. Wait, 13, 22.
I started masturbating when 12, I was 8.
11, 10, 9. I don't even know you could do that at like 9 or 8 years old.
I was 8.
I was in 4th grade, so I guess I would have been.
I remember the first thing I ever masturbated to.
What's that?
It was this video of a female magician who would do the cloth pull trick thingy, and like anytime she would pull it out of wherever she was pulling it out of, the end of it would come off that article of clothing.
Oh.
And then by the end, she was just naked. And me as a fucking 8-year-old boy was just like, oh, fuck yeah.
See, when I started masturbating, we had internet, but it was only on one computer, and that was in the kitchen. So I couldn't like go out, and I didn't really know what porn was at the time. And
I had to do it at night or like when my parents were home and get really, but like they've definitely caught me a couple of times.
There were no like dirty channels on our TV. I mean, there was nothing. So I think I would just kind of like rub my dick. I guess I just eventually came.
I definitely watched Mansers a bunch back when Spike Television was for men.
Yeah.
It would be Mansers and then 1,000 Ways to Die. So immediately after nutting, I would be like, oh, cool, let's watch how people died. I'm like, ugh.
But I remember when I got into like middle school and we had satellite, and you'd get like the free like Stars weekend. So I would go search what was coming on at night, and there would be all these like rated R and not rated movies. And there was one that at the time it was rated NC-17. And I watched a lot of fucked up movies, but like that's what I would watch. That was like my introduction to porn, was watching these movies on Showtime.
Well, I didn't ever watch them on Showtime, but like I watched the censored versions of them on like Comedy Central and whatnot, which I'm so glad like Netflix and Hulu exist now, because now I can find the unrated versions of them and I can see the boobies I missed out on.
The first movie I saw that was like it was actually an NC-17 movie. It was called The Dreamers. That's we won't get into it, but go watch it. Just look it up. Actually, it has what is it? Eva Green. She's been in a few American movies that have come out in the past 5 to 10 years.
This one?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Interesting.
It's basically, the premise is basically about this these twin brother and sister who play these sex games with this American boy, and the brother and sister are French. So they're not twins in real life, but so you have to use your imagination.
Well, now I don't want it anymore.
God damn it.
No, speaking of NC-17, recently...
Not something you see a lot these days.
It's definitely not. Just because, like, that's not marketable.
Yeah, you have to go out and look for that. Like, you probably have to search the internet and, like, buy those movies yourself. You can't go out to a theater and watch that.
Yeah. But it's recently came to light that Mrs. Doubtfire has both an rated R and an NC-17 cut of the movie, because Robin Williams improvised so much of the movie that they were able to string these together, but they were never released because obviously it's Mrs. Doubtfire. They wanted it to be PG or PG-13 or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
And it's recently been making its rounds, and I figured that might be something funny. I love how that was the first thing that popped up. I typed in Mrs. and Mrs. Doubtfire.
What have you been looking up lately?
I like Robin Williams as a woman. Let's see. There is no NC-17 version of the film, but there is an R-rated cut. Okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say, I don't really know how you can make it.
NC-17, so the reason why The Dreamers is NC-17 is because there's a
lot
of nudity.
Sex acts.
There's actual sex.
That's why I was like, I can't imagine how Mrs. Doubtfire was like, what is Robin Williams doing? Fucking the children? That's not okay. But like a rated R one's easy because Robin Williams, there's plenty of parts in there where he could have just like fuck, you know, and that's an immediate like.
No, Sally Field is actually fucking Miss Doubtfire, not knowing that it's her ex-husband.
But I would love to see the rated R.
That would be cool. I mean, knowing that it's Robin Williams, it really doesn't surprise me that there's
so
a
it says
version.
The reality is that there was a deal between Robin and myself, which was they'll do 1 or 2, maybe 3 script takes, and then he would say, then let me play, and we would basically go on anywhere between 15 to 22 takes. I think 22 being the most I remember.
Oh my god.
As a result, Williams came up with new versions and new lines in every take. He would sometimes go into territory that wouldn't be appropriate for a PG-13 movie, but is certainly appropriate and hilariously funny for an R-rated film. I only previously used the NC-17 as a joke. There could be no NC-17 version of the movie, he admits. Not with that attitude. There definitely could be.
There'd be a small market out there for that.
He said, I would be open to maybe doing a documentary about the making of the film, but he's not going to let them see the light of day.
Dang it.
I would love to see that. That would be hilarious.
I feel like they would make a lot of money off of the rated R version. I mean, it's Robin Williams. Come on.
Oh yeah, my favorite NC-17 movie is Nymphomaniac Volume 1 and 2.
Ooh, I saw those.
I love Lars von Trier.
I was really just in it for Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, dude, the fact that he just pisses on that girl and like beats the shit out of her at the end, I was not fucking ready for that. I was like, holy shit, doesn't he like shoot her or something? I don't remember exactly.
At one point, somebody does shoot somebody.
It's been a minute since I watched it, but...
And then it takes like a weird twist at the end, I guess of part 2, where the... I think that's what it is. The priest dude tries to like have sex with a woman that's been like confining in him this whole time, and she shoots him.
Yeah, she fucking kills him, which fair. Like, he deserves it at that point. But I just, like, there were so many twists in it that first of all, I wasn't expecting Shia LaBeouf to be in it in the first place. That motherfucker is an interesting-ass person.
He is, yeah, he's something.
This has not been much of a sex podcast. It's enough.
It says here to insert the penis into the vagina.
I thought it was a vagina.
What? It's not vagina? Huh. I'll be damned.
But yeah, it's been pretty interesting. Some of the news. I would love to see more into. I feel like with Hulu, Netflix, definitely HBO.
Oh yeah.
NC-17 is something that can be done more often, and I'd like to see some interesting.
Well, that and, to bring it back to like a sex talk as far as NC-17, America is so, and I've talked about this, I have a couple friends that are lesbians.
I'm so proud of you. Yay.
And I said this to them once, it's like we're so close-minded in America. It's like, God forbid someone show a nipple. And everyone gets, whoa, man. It's like, and everyone gets so fucking offended.
Yeah.
It's like men have breast tissue just
that
like
girl
women.
Whipped out her whole titties at C4 and we went wild.
I still can't remember that. I still can't believe that night. Like, my God. I was sitting there on the stairs. And...
So for those that don't know, there was a... Was it an impromptu drag show?
Yeah, because it was on a night that we were there, because we usually don't go to the drag shows.
Yeah, so it was an impromptu.
No, it wasn't a drag show. They were just like having some sort of like dance off or something.
It was an impromptu drag show with
it was
one of the drag. It was a weird thing that I don't really understand, but they had a competition where they picked like 4 people from the crowd and like they pit like a dude and a girl against each other for a twerk off. And like it was like
now the dude he was really skinny, but he could shake it.
He was moving it because like there were two different groups.
Yeah.
One of them, the dude just walked off, and I was like, "Oh, you're a bitch! Come on, stop being a puss." And the girl just won. But then the second one, like the dude took off his shirt, and then the girl just takes off her shirt, and like she's wearing pasties, and she's just ready for this moment, apparently, that night. And, like, as soon as she rips off her shirt, she's got gigantic titties. And the entire fucking bar loses it. Everyone was just like...
Well, I remember she was facing away from where I was at, and she starts fiddling with the back of her shirt, and I'm like... what's about to happen? Like, what's going on here? Because she had her shirt off at that point, but had on a bra.
Our friend,
and she takes off her bra and, like, throws it down. She's still facing away. I'm like... Oh my God, she turns around and then she had on the pasties, but still I was like, oh my God.
Our straight friend there that night could not handle it.
It's a wonder he didn't nut in his pants right then. Actually, he probably did.
But yeah, when it comes to like, yeah, we are definitely over.
America's probably one of the most closed-minded countries.
And it's annoying because
we have a whole section of this country called the Bible Belt.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I would love to see more NC-17 movies and whatnot, because like we had Game of Thrones. I literally only got into Game of Thrones because I had watched all the sex scenes on Pornhub, and then I was like, this might seem like it actually has a good plot. And then they fucked it up at the end.
I heard about that, yeah.
I've still not seen the last episode because I refused to watch it because of how bad it was.
My God. Yeah, I don't know. It would be nice if everyone would get their head out of their ass. But we just keep getting more...
Get your head out of your own ass and put others in it. Come on, guys. This is a simple solution.
Do some sort of ass stuff. Butt stuff.
We all have stuff to stimulate up there. Come on.
Butt stuff 2024. I told a friend once, a guy friend, that his G-spot was in his ass, and he was like, no, it's not. And I'm like, look it up.
How dumb is
I'm not lying to you. That is where it's at.
Who the fuck doesn't know that at this point?
I don't know.
I don't trust this man. He shouldn't be doing his own taxes. What are you talking about? No.
Yeah, he didn't know that's where the male G-spot was at. And it's like, that's where it's at.
That's literally... It's in the Bible.
Exodus 3:13.
Fuck your ass. Enjoy it.
Oh my god, it actually says that. Wow.
That's crazy.
It's not the new King James version, though.
No, this was King Jeremy. his gay cousin.
It's the new transgender version.
Look, my thing with the Bible is that it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because we've literally had 2,000 years of people changing it to mean what they want it to mean.
Right.
Therefore, it is not a document that can be based in fact.
Right.
So, like, because, like, to put it in, like, plain terminology, if I wanted to use the Constitution of the United States of America and translate it to French, but I didn't understand French, I could make it's not the right to bear arms, it's the right to beef stroganoff, you know? And then you translate it back into it, and then to Chinese for some reason, and then it's something else. Like, this is a gross over amalgamation of it. But, like, in the general aspect, like, the King James Bible was, I don't remember, actually, we have Google.
Well, I think it is what it is because that's what King James wanted it to say. And plus there's, I didn't know this until about late high school. I had a real religious friend, and I think
the King James version, also called the Authorized Version of the King James Bible, translation of the Bible, published in 1611. 1611. That was 1,600 years after the last events of the Bible happened. Do you know how much shit I could make up in 1,600 years with powerful rulers and people who didn't know how to fucking read?
Right.
No one knew how to fucking
Bible
read.
That aren't in the Bible. I'm pretty sure it's called the Apocrypha. Don't quote me on that.
It is the Apocrypha. There was a whole.
So it's like, you're telling me, and I didn't know this until, like I said, like late high school. So you're telling me that there are like books in the Bible that aren't even in the Bible? Like, that right there says that something about the Bible isn't totally right. I mean,
now I don't remember exactly what it was. Let me see if I can just type in something old time Bible.
It's like, what's in that makes it not worthy to be in the Bible? I personally don't think God just would have been like, all right, take these books out. We don't need them. It's the Bible, though, but we don't need these.
I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's a thing that I've been learning from TikTok and a lot of, like, theologians, however you say that word. There was basically a meeting of, like, powerful people, like, 200 years after the Bible was written, or the stuff, and they basically, like, voted on what was going to go in there and whatnot, and that, in and of itself, already denounces it, in my opinion.
Wow.
Also, the fact that the Hebrew translation of "Thou shalt not lay with another man, or else he be stoned," or something like that, is actually translated to "young man." You're not supposed to fuck kids.
Oh.
In the original Hebrew text, which that makes a lot more sense. It's pretty. You should just not do that in the first place. But a lot of the church can't even stop from doing that.
Seems like there are more gays in the church than anything else.
They're not gay if they're underage. They're a problem.
Not gay if they have a wife and kids and a family.
Yeah, they're just a problem. But
that's God.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying. I hate religion so much.
And yet that's what we base a lot of our, like, again, we're so close-minded, especially here in America. We got to base all of these laws against, like, sex or gays or whatever, LGBTQ, basically because of what the Bible says. And it's 2021. It's time to let go of that a little bit. I mean, my goodness.
Also, you should not be using a text like that to dictate rules of government.
Yeah.
In any way. There's no reason.
It's like someone said, I think it's on Facebook or something, maybe we should not have let a bunch of slave owners make our government. probably not a good idea.
It wasn't a bad thing
freaky
at the time.
too. They were a little freaky. Get down with some Ben Franklin.
We also smoked a shit ton of weed.
Yeah, well.
But I don't know. It's fucking annoying. So let's
Don't you just love America?
let's get on to a different topic.
Well, I really like all of these pictures that you have on the wall here. Actually, I'm curious about the one of the three dudes. Were those just like
That's
three
one of my
straight
favorite
friends
fucking pictures. No, so
who were like, let's take a nude picture together?
So that was for a photo project I did when I first started doing photography and taking photo classes for Photo One.
And they all have bush, so there you go.
I had basically I made posters and posted them around campus asking for people to come into the studio to let me take a picture of them in a pose that made them feel strong and confident, clothed, and then take the same picture nude, and then see how those differentiated from each other.
Wait, did you put nude on the posters that you're posting around campus?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm not gonna have them walk in and show up and like, okay, so I need you to get naked.
Well, no, that's what I was gonna say, because did they get taken down or?
No.
Wow.
If they did, I would have just put more up. It's not like I had to pay for these flyers.
Nice.
But so I had these three dudes come in. They're all roommates, and they
I really hope they're all straight.
Yeah, they were. They were all straight. I can actually pull up.
That is just.
Let me
that is so
see.
good. That is so good.
These are all my film.
There's
photos.
something about.
I have a lot of film. Here it is. So this is the entire photo shoot that I did from like here down. They're not great because this is when I first started doing photos, and I wasn't.
Oh, I like this couples photo there.
But so basically, I had them come in. They all did that, like just fine, and then they all went to like the other side of the room and turned around when they did their individual like nude photo. So like this one, these two were like faced the other way, and then like they turn around and like get dressed.
Oh,
it was really
come
funny.
on.
It was fine and whatnot. But then like they started talking about it, and they were like, you know what? It's taffy. We're never gonna have this opportunity again, guys. Just for one picture, let's get fucking naked and do it. And then I got this. This is the original one, and that's what I was able to turn it into.
Oh, that is too cool.
And yeah, they were all like, just don't look at each other. We're fine. We'll just look straight ahead and it'll be cool.
Oh, so they were those straight dudes.
They were totally cool about it. It was just really fucking funny.
That's hilarious.
It was one of my favorite photo shoots. They thought about recreating this pose nude, but they were like, there's no way I could hold you naked, dude. There's just no way. And I'm like, I
oh, that would have
understand.
been so good.
But like, then I got that photo out of one of the dudes, and it was just so cool. So funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite ones that I've done. Those two up there are my best friend Aubrey. She's actually who I got Roger from, and she's done podcasts a couple of times. This is at Devil's Den. We're outside at Devil's Den, and she's completely butt-ass naked.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it was a really interesting time. We were very, very aware of where we were, and we're like, we got to get this done quick. But
wait a minute, go up. Keep going. Oh wait, no. Okay, that's not. I thought I knew that chick too. No, it's not. I know too many of these people.
I don't doubt it. But I've done like, I don't know. I miss having access to the studio and like, college courses to kind of like give me photo ideas to do, or like stuff to base off of. But
well, maybe one day you'll have your own studio too.
Oh, I'm definitely working on it.
Like a room in a house or something, you know.
Like I'm not. It will also like when the winter happens, I kind of stopped doing photos so much because one, I hate shooting with dead trees outside. I can't do anything outside, and I don't have any good places to shoot indoors.
Yeah.
But now that it's getting warmer, I can finally. I love going on hikes and getting naked with friends and taking some photos.
Maybe I'll lose some weight one day and I'll join you.
Why do you have to lose weight to do it? Come on, let's make you pretty now.
Oh well, maybe I don't know.
But it's just one of those things where it's like the summer, fall, or into spring, summer, and beginning of fall are the greatest time to take photos because you can do them outside. The trees are alive. You can get naked in nature, and it's really pretty.
Idea for a new podcast: getting naked in nature.
I mean, that's just really a photo series, honestly.
Not at your local Barnes and Noble.
It's also been rough, just with the whole pandemic going on, because you can't really get people together in their own comfortability to take photos as like a group and go and stuff.
Photo op, a masked nude photo op.
Gross. Awful idea.
Damn it.
But so, back to you a little bit. I don't know. I always try to think of questions beforehand, but like my brain is such a in the moment kind of thinker that I can't think. Like I can't prepare for a podcast, but like I can definitely talk for fucking ever. It just might not end up being about what we wanted it to be about.
I feel like that's how this whole thing's been so far. It's been good. This has been good so far.
They've all been relatively within the topic of sex, so like I can't complain. But I don't know.
It all started with Adam and Eve.
Look, listen. It was Adam and Eve. God wanted us to be bisexual.
Yeah.
He didn't want Adam or Eve.
Adam and Eve. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam or Eve. He wanted us to be bisexual.
Ah, okay.
But no. So going back to your childhood a little bit, or not really your childhood, but like your teen years, are there any did you ever have any like weird sexual attraction to a cartoon character, or like who was someone that you were just like, oh, if this person was real, or if I could meet them in real life, I'd just fucking go to town?
Oh my god. Not to a cartoon character necessarily. I mean, I was one of those people that would like in the early days would look up like this actor naked, like actor's name.
I don't know what you're talking about. I still do that.
I would still do that too, actually. I may have just done that earlier today. No, but I was one of those people. Like it's just like I guess I was just really curious about those kind of things. So be like Brad Pitt naked.
He has a fucking schlong.
Really bad photos of him.
Have you seen his? Because he did a fucking cover of Playgirl.
Oh no!
I think it was Brad Pitt.
I remember some really grainy photos of Brad Pitt, and then I remember not long ago when Justin Bieber's nudes came out finally. Oh, yes.
People were really interested in his. I don't really care.
Bieber.
Was it Brad Pitt? It should have been Brad Pitt. Yeah, it was Brad Pitt.
Oh my god. How have I never come across this? See, those are the photos I'm talking about.
Yeah, let's see if I can... I should be able to find it. Brad Pitt, Playgirl.
Someone else's nudes were leaked around the same time.
These aren't leaked. He got paid to make these ones.
Yeah.
This is not leaked.
Who was it? I cannot remember his name. He's currently dating Katy Perry. Actually, no, I think they may be married now. And she was there too. You could see her tits.
I want to find it. I can buy it on Amazon. This was in 97. This was before I was born.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Don't ever say that to me again. I was born in 95.
TMZ, let's see. It's probably not going to show up, yeah. Whatever, but either way, he has a fucking fat cock.
Yeah.
Now, someone who's very easily to find nudes of online is Bert Kreischer.
Who's that?
He's a comedian. He was he was also a big Travel Channel host. He did.
I probably had to see him at some point then.
He did Bert the Conqueror. I can just look it up.
So thinking of Orlando,
and not because like his get leaked. He kind of just posts pictures of his testicles online all the time. Like he posted one on Twitter like last year in solidarity with someone.
Could you imagine if we'd had forums like Twitter back when like Jackass in like the early days of Jackass? Guy. Oh,
Bert Kreischer.
Yes. Now I've never seen his testicles, but.
Now, this isn't a good picture by any means. So, My favorite thing about this is he got hit in the testicles with a baseball or something, and they ballooned up, and that's what this is. But so Whitney Cummings got her nudes leaked or something like that, so he figured, fuck it, I'm gonna post a picture of his testicles, because like that's what he is. He's a naked dude all the fucking time. And he put "I stand with Whitney," and right at this time was when Whitney Houston died. So everyone would look this up and like, why the fuck are there pictures of... Why am I saying testicles with Whitney Houston?
Oh, no.
But like, and then everyone else like was starting to do it too. Like...
Oh, that's great.
But it's fucking hilarious. Bert Kreischer...
It seems like he's Bert Kreischer balls.
He talks about it so much on his podcast. Fucking zooms naked with Ben and Kelly. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He would not have made it if Twitter was around back when he was like becoming a thing in the early 2000s, because like he was the type of dude. So he's the dude who Van Wilder was based off of.
Oh, really?
Literally based off of his life, because he was in college for 7 or 8 years. Major frat dude. He won a government spot in the like ASG type thing, like student government, by shitting on a pizza box in front of a crowd. That is all he did. He just pooped on a pizza box in front of a crowd and was like, "You guys want me?" And they were like, "Fuck yeah!" But they
Glad to see frat guys have not changed any.
But so he's the kind of dude that does. Like, he's also known for performing shirtless on stage. Like, that's his big thing. I don't know what this video is. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
I'm very offended I just saw a nipple.
But he's one of my favorite fucking people. But there's no way he would have... He talks about this all the time. There's no way in hell he would have made it in life. But, like... if cancel culture was as big as it was back then, as it is now. But he will kind of just do whatever the fuck he wants. He one of his bits, he used to like surprise his wife by putting his balls on her shoulder. Hey, Ellen, you ready? And she'd, get out of here.
It's like an annoying fly. Get it out of here.
Let's see.
It seems like every time I see this dude, he is shirtless, though.
Oh, yeah, no. He does not perform wearing a shirt, which is the same as me.
I've seen, that's how I always remembered who Taffy was, even before we became friends, he was always the shirtless guy at C4, and that's probably how I referred to him, as like this shirtless dude. I don't know what his name is. But,
see? Like, he's also the type of dude, like, he's a frat dude, super straight.
Yeah.
He's super comfortable in his sexuality. Like, he'll be naked in front of whoever. Does not give a shit. He's who I aspire to be.
I think you're already there, Taffy.
Yeah, but he gets to do it more often, and he's famous.
Now, imagine if we had the kind of gay clubs like in have you watched Queer as Folk?
No.
The gay club that they go to, which C4 is a gay club, but it's not.
It's an alternative bar.
Yeah.
It's an alternative
they went
club.
to actual gay clubs like in New York, and where they had a back room where people would like hook up. Like, that's the kind of gay clubs they were going to.
I would love to go to that, but it wouldn't be super useful for me.
Right.
I would feel out of place. Guys, come on!
You could find a trans girl in there, maybe.
Like a trans man.
Or a trans man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing is I just need a vagina.
Okay. Yeah. There you
go. But so, yeah, no, so I went to Key West 2 Christmases ago. For a family vacation for Christmas, and best way to spend Christmas. But I was newly 21, and I was like, I'm not spending this time with my parents, or my mom and sister. I'm there for like. I was there for like 9 hours. Like we took a cruise ship, and like we docked, and then you could do whatever, and you had to be back by like 7 or 8.
# hookers and blow.
I wish I didn't have money for that. But so like it was Key West, and I was like, I know there's nude beaches around here.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and like the nude beach is on the opposite end of the island, which isn't bad. It was like a 2-mile walk. And I walked the entire, no, not even a 2-mile walk. It's like half a mile, because the entire island around, like the circumference of the island is like 2 miles.
Right.
So it's not a big island. I don't know if you're familiar with Key West at all.
I've never been down there, but yeah, I understand.
But it's So like I walked out there, and it's all like rocks and whatnot, and there wasn't really anyone out there because it was Christmas Day. And it was also cold for Floridians. It was warm for us, but it was cold as fuck for them. It was,
So
like,
75 degrees.
It was like 60, 65. Like, I felt so great, but they were like, I'm freezing. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. But so I walked back, and I'm like, what else do I do? So I looked up other things that might be nude, and so there's 2 nude bars.
What?
Nude bars, not gay, just nude.
Wow.
And I go to the first one because it's really close to the dock, so I could like get drunk and not have to care. I didn't know the other one until I got.
I've never seen you drunk, unfortunately. Maybe one day.
It's rough. But, so I went there, and like it's really interesting because it's 3 bars all on top of each other, and none of the buildings are like that tall, which is why this one was able to like it's the tallest building in the area, kind of. So you can't really have people looking down for privacy issues, and like just you don't want like a kid looking down and seeing a bunch of old people on a roof fucking naked.
Or do you?
I mean, the Europeans are cool with it because they know how to teach their kids.
See, I wish we were more like the Europeans.
But so like I went up there. The first bar is like a biker bar / a dive bar. The second one's like a pool and cigar hall, and then like you go up another flight of stairs and it's the nude bar. And I go there, and like first thing I see is the 70-year-old dude with a massive fucking Prince Albert piercing on his dick. And I'm like,
oh,
that's fucking cool. I already had mad respect for this dude because he was the only one fully naked, just laying there fucking tanning his asshole.
Yeah.
And I go in and I talk to the bartender. I'm like, okay, so what are the rules and whatnot? Like, what do I need to know? Like, I'm not from here. She's like, oh, I know that, honey. You wouldn't ask if you were. And so like, yada yada yada. It's like no cameras, no photos, which was awkward because I had a gigantic bag of camera gear because I was there to take photos, like of the island, not like there.
Right.
So like I had to set that off to the side. You can't have like your phone out, which is fine with me. But like I started talking to some of the people that were there, and like I was the youngest by far. I had just turned 21.
Yeah. Like
that year. Like, obviously, no one that goes to a nude bar is going to be as young or near my age, generally. But, so I started to get comfortable. Like, my shirt was immediately off. Like, I already wasn't wearing one. Yeah. That's not unnormal for me here. But, so then, like, I get to the point where I'm taking my pants off, and this, there's a group of 4 or 5 gay men that are, like, obviously into me. I'm a muscled twink at that point. I was pretty in shape, and they were loving it. So they bought me like 3 drinks, and I was like,
there you
so
go.
this is what it feels like to be a woman. This is great. So then I get fully naked, and I'm kind of just sitting there sunburning.
So it's like an open bar. There's like no roof.
Yeah, no, like there's an awning where the actual bar is, so that people getting drinks aren't fucking dying, and you have an option to stay like covered, but like a good chunk of it is like fully open air.
Oh, okay.
And we I got that, and I started laying down and whatnot, and just chatting, and then I went over and talked to the gay dudes, and they were loving me, which I don't blame them. I'm cute, but I found out that those dudes were collectively worth like $1 billion.
What the hell?
So 2 of them were like top tier New York lawyers. One of them was like the second up in JB Hunt Transportation. He was from Springdale, Arkansas.
Oh, but what are the chances?
I met 4 people from Northwest Arkansas in Key West that day. 3 of them were Fayetteville, and the other one was Springdale.
What are the
None of them knew me.
chances of that?
Yeah, it was weird.
Especially if you want to be like the number 2 at JB Hunt.
On Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then the other one was like a brain surgeon or something like that. And it was great. I was like, at that point I was so tempted to just stay with them. Because like the bartender was also like, hey, like the best time to be here is at night. That's when the party really starts going.
Oh, I bet,
whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was so tempted, but I was just like, man, I got like luggage and shit on that cruise.
Yeah.
But I was just like, my mom can deal with it. They'll buy me a plane ticket. I can just go back with this man. I was like, I will wholeheartedly.
You could have had anything you wanted out of those guys.
I was like, I will do whatever I need to get back home.
Yeah.
It's like $100 flight.
I bet they would have flown you like 3 of them from here. Oh yeah.
But then there was also this like mid 40s, maybe early 40s. I don't really know. couple over there, and like the husband was in his underwear and the wife was fully dressed in like a really hot dress, and they were really fucking good looking. And I went over to talk to him because I wanted to know, and they were. She was a teacher, he was a lawyer in Salt Lake City, Utah. So that was really interesting. I was like, Mormons.
Where's
like,
the rest of you?
I was like, no. But we, I got to talking to them, and like, I was just really hoping both of them would get naked, and neither of them did. I'm like, fuck. But I was also...
What's the point of going to a nude bar and being fully clothed?
Well, it's not... You don't have to get nude.
Right.
But, like, it's a place for
you
to...
You don't have to get nude, but it's like... That's kind of, like, almost the purpose of coming here is to...
The point is to be in a place where all aspects are accepted and you can be comfortable in however you want to be.
I'd be uncomfortable being naked. Or being, like, fully clothed and where everyone else is naked.
Oh, yeah, that'd be weird as hell.
Like... Okay.
But I started talking to them, and it seemed like they were kind of interested in taking me home, and I was like, fuck, please, I would so love to stay here so badly, but I have to go. I was pissed. But I was talking to the bartender, and she's like, yeah, there's another gay club, or another nude bar just up the road, because, like, the main part of Key West is, it's called Duval Street. Basically, it's Dixon Street if Dixon Street was a full mile long.
Okay.
And it's a lot, but like 2 or 3 blocks up, there was another one. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like the gay version of this bar. This bar was like for everyone. The other one was like pretty gay, from what she said. And she's like, yeah, like I've heard of people getting railed on the pool table there. And I'm like,
oh dear God.
Cool. I kind of want to go to check, but I don't have time anymore. So then I lay there and I got a sunburn on every single part of my body, dude. I could not poop without it burning. It fucking burned to poop, dude. It hurt.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to a nude beach or bar. I've never had those kind of experiences.
There is one in Austin, Texas.
A nude bar?
Nude beach.
A nude beach?
Yeah, there's a nude beach in Austin, Texas.
Does this sound like a lake?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually a nude park. There's a good chunk, but it's not open right now because of the pandemic.
Right.
There's an entire nude campground resort area right outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's like an hour outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it's home to the largest clothing optional hiking trails in the area. It's
hike naked.
I would love, like, I'm gonna wear shoes.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But like, I would love to go on a nude hike.
Yeah.
I want to go there so badly, but as soon as I wanted to start going there, the pandemic happened, so I've been waiting for this to end. I've
heard my mom mention, I don't know that this is true, I don't even think that this is true, I've heard her mention that right outside of Harrison that there used to be like a nude camp. This would be. I feel like this would be the last place where there would be a nude camp.
You'd be surprised.
Like back in the day,
there's another nude resort just south of St. Louis, and there's also a gay men's nude bed and breakfast in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which that one makes total sense. That one's not surprising in the slightest.
No. Wow. I feel like... Actually, I've heard about that. I've heard Jacob and Lucas at C4 talk about that. Because they were talking about going.
I wanted to go, but then I found out it was mostly just for gay dudes. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go anymore.
Well, I guess there wouldn't be many chicks there.
It's not even that. Like, it's not like I'd have a problem. I'll get naked at C4 if it wasn't illegal. Don't give a shit about that.
I know. Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't want to go to a bed and breakfast and like just be the odd one out.
Right. Yeah, that'd be a little weird. But yeah, so I think that's a pretty solid spot to end the podcast with. That was a pretty fun talk. It was fun. I had a good time. Is there anything you want to plug? Any last words? Any like words of advice you want to give people just to end it off? In the words of Peggy Hill, vagina. I'll see you guys on another episode. Thank you for listening.